There's not a cloud in the sky as the 3A Girls State Soccer Championship gets contested here at Tom McIntyre Stadium on the campus of Melbourne High School, as the two teams involved in this championship are, to almost the day, reprising last year's state championship in Class 3A. The Sharks of Ponte Vedra. They'll be the visiting team on the scoreboard. They're the team wearing black. You'll be seeing them come out on the field in just a moment against the Patriots of American Heritage, the team wearing white as they come out on the field right now. I'm Kelvin F. along with Scott Carswell, the head coach at Merritt Island High School, ready for the state championship in Class 3A. Well, Coach, these two teams were here last year. There shouldn't be a whole lot of butterflies, huh?
Yeah, Coach. Both teams are excited to be here. I know American Heritage has a little bit of revenge on their mind after last year's final and penalty kicks. It should be a good game.
Well, they certainly have history behind. In fact, both of these schools have won state championships before, so they know how to win, don't they?
Yeah, I think Coach Dave Silverberg at Ponte Vedra is looking for his 7th state championship and 3rd one here at Ponte Vedra.
And, of course, the American Heritage Patriots probably have won as many championships as just about anybody except maybe Thomas Aquinas throughout the state.
Right.
Well, are you familiar with either of these teams? You played American Heritage, right?
Yeah, we played American Heritage in the region final, and they beat us. So.
Well, we're underway. As you can see, the team in white, that is American Heritage, the Patriots, who are the defending state runner-up. We'll be talking a little bit about last year's match as this match continues, as the play goes right in front of us at midfield. Bright, sunshiny day, a great day to play. A little windy, which may play a factor in some of the plays and some of the outcomes. We'll talk about that as we progress throughout the afternoon. Look a little tentative to start, don't they? Both of them. As the ball moves to the far side. Ponte Vedra trying to get something going, but ball's knocked away. We have a little collision, but no whistle. So what kind of offense do they seem to be running to in your eye?
Looks like American Heritage is coming with a 3 front.
Here's the ball near side. No team has actually been able to take control at all as of yet.
Yeah, both teams seem to just be feeling each other, seeing how they can knock the ball around.
Most of these same girls played against each other. I mean, most of the returning players for either side, they should be familiar at least somewhat. I mean, they're not in the same part of the state, so they don't play each other on a regular basis, but I'm sure they reviewed the films from last year to get ready for this one.
Yeah, they reviewed the films, and some of these kids are probably familiar through club play, Region 3 Premier League and things like that.
Ball goes out of bounds far side. It'll be played in by Ponte Vedra. The Sharks are 25-2-1 for the year. Patriots for American Heritage at 25-2. Actually, the Patriots play the ball in. It's knocked right back out of bounds again. Ponte Vedra hasn't been scored upon in their last 4 games, and in the postseason, American Heritage hasn't been scored upon in their last 7 games. So something's going to have to give here unless we're going to stay here all day and just keep playing and playing and playing. Somebody's bound to score here pretty soon. As the goalkeeper, that is Hannah Parada for Ponte Vedra. Gets ready to kick the ball into play. As we mentioned, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's a pretty stiff wind. I'm not sure, I mean, at least where we're sitting, I'm not sure if it's that way on the field or not. Collision between the goalkeeper who needs to get back to business. Now their team from the Patriots are trying to get their defender is going to be able to kick it out as they sail wide. You have to watch all those high kicks if you're a goalkeeper on a wind like this, don't you?
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of different range of shooting with the wind behind your back, and then a different movement on the ball with this crosswind here.
Now, when you come to a field as a coach, you have to instruct the players to look for that wind and see where it's blowing from?
Yeah, it depends on how you strike it, what surface of the foot you're going to use to strike it. All that comes into play.
Ponte Vedra at their end of the field will watch as the ball trickles out of bounds. As you watch on the screen, you notice that there is a black line beyond the football out of bounds line. Now that is the out of bounds line for soccer, the black line. It has to cross that black line and then it has to be played in from there. On the far side, American Heritage. Ponte Vedra trying to get in their way, but they're on their way here, but the ball's going to be kicked away by Ponte Vedra. Callie Delaney.
Nice through ball from Robinson into Martha Thomas there.
They're in the corner. And they are going to play it from the corner, and it's not going to go anywhere for the Patriots. Sharks trying to make the attack. The Patriots maintain control, trying to get it before it goes out of bounds, but to no avail. It'll be played in the corner by the Sharks of Ponte Vedra. Merritt Island, Coach, you've been there quite a while. You're used to state championships, huh?
Yeah, we played against Coach Silverberg here in 3 state championships. He got us both times, unfortunately.
It's great to get there. Did you have butterflies when you were doing your first one?
Oh, yeah. You know, the first one, you're more glad to be there, but after the second one, when you get there, you really want to go after the win.
I know that's what the coach from American Heritage, Coach Marcial, is talking about, a little revenge factor in this particular match. Saying they've really been looking forward to this rematch, and they were hoping all along that they were going to be able to play. Ponte Vedra says they get the ball down to the far side as it goes out of bounds again. In fact, she was quoted in the paper the other day as saying, we definitely want to see Ponte Vedra because we have a big revenge to take onto them. He said, this is what we've been working on all year since the day we left last year at States. It's all we've been looking at. So I think she got the point across quite well to her team on that.
They've had the better of the opportunities here in the early start. They seem to be a little more confident and composed.
Ponte Vedra watching as American Heritage tries to get the ball at midfield and make an attack. Keeping the ball at their end. On the near side, that is Kopecky coming down the near sideline. So the pass comes to her. She can't quite get to it. Had the angle, had she been able to get there, but the ball goes out of bounds. Ball will be played in near side by Melissa Curran. It's the high kick. That's Curran again. There's a good pass. Look at that, huh? And it's in. Wow. That's about as perfect as you can get it.
A nice, calm, composed finish there by Melanie Montegudo to just knock it over the top of the keeper.
And it's a 1-0 American Heritage lead with the clock showing 33 minutes. We're only 7 minutes into it. That's the quickest goal that the coach could have hoped for. 1-0 lead. Boy, that takes some of the pressure off, doesn't it, when you get that lead?
Yeah, you know, you don't want to be chasing the game in the state final. It's hard to chase and come back.
Here come the Sharks trying to come back as Ponte Vedra. The ball goes out of bounds. You know, we're talking about the stamina of the players. I mean, stamina is such a big part. I mean, I think that on the average, if you're really playing all out, a player will run like 6 miles, the equivalent of 6 miles up and down during the course of the game.
Yeah, that's what they say, you know, somewhere between 5 and 6 miles. But it's a great day. I mean, these kids are conditioned athletes, and on a day like this, really lends to them being to run a good 80 minutes.
And you can only substitute like in a situation like this where the ball goes out of bounds or there's a goal or some kind of stoppage of play, right? You can't do it on the run.
Can't do it on the run, throw-ins, goal kicks.
Ponte Vedra trying to maintain control on the near sideline. just barely keep the ball in. Here comes American Heritage once again.
With the Sharks, number 13, Delaney Moore.
And American Heritage trying to keep the ball at their end of the field, which they are able to do. And nobody is there to get the kick. American Heritage of Plantation from out of Broward County. They won the championship in 2000, Class A championship. They won the 2001 Class A championship, 2002 Class A championship. 3 years in a row they were on top of the soccer world in their class. Then again they won it in 2009 and 2010. They think they should have won it last year, but they're up 1-0 here against Ponte Vedra. Ponte Vedra trying to get some offense going, but they're seem a little disorganized right now.
Yeah, they got good effort there to get it forward by Brooke Sharp.
And the ball will go out of bounds. Well, they've crowned 2 champions already as Trinity Catholic in 2A and St. John's Country Day in 1A.
This will be a good opportunity for Ponte Vedra with this win. Set pieces are critical in these games. I know Coach Silverberg spends a lot of time working on these.
Corner kick, there's quite a system to this. There's the kick in, and it is going to be saved by the goalkeeper. Nice job by Jennifer Okamo. There's the ball put in play. As American Heritage on the near sideline, setting up the offense to the midfield.
Doing a nice job of maintaining possession here, looking to switch the point of attack.
And they lose control of the ball. Ponte Vedra kicking it to their end, trying to keep it, but it's going to go out of play. Kelvin F. along with Scott Carswell. The weather gods have shown themselves to be in perfect harmony today. Not a cloud, but I see one cloud now, but that's about it. As the teams battle in the Class 3A state championship. At midfield, American Heritage still in control of the ball. That is Jamila Corner to the far sidelines, bringing the ball to midfield. Clock showing about 20. Now we're under 30 minutes to play. And nice defense by Ponte Vedra, but they lose control of the ball once again. Trying to get that ball out of dangerous territory.
American Heritage is doing a good job of keeping the pressure on after the goal. Sometimes after a goal, the other team will mount another attack on you.
But they are aggressive, aren't they? That's the American Heritage team, just never gives up.
No, they're aggressive and very technically skilled. Good group of players.
And the ball will go right back out of bounds on the throw-in. And so goalkeeper Hannah Parada will play the ball in. You might be able to hear through the microphones the wind. I mean, it's pretty windy, at least high up it is. We'll see if that plays any factor in this game. 1-0 American Heritage with the early lead, thanks to the goal by Melanie Montegudo. Ponte Vedra not able to get much going systematically to mount any kind of an attack. Almost the entire game, with the exception of that one corner kick, has been played at the other end. Now they're moving the ball very well, but nobody's there to receive the pass. So you guys made it to postseason again. You've got a string of successful seasons in a row, huh?
Yeah, we made it to the regional final. We've lost 2 years in a row now, unfortunately, to American Heritage.
American Heritage has done that to a lot of teams over the year, Coach. There's a nice kick by the goalkeeper. And here comes Ponte Vedra on the attack. And there's not going to be anybody there to receive that kick as the goalkeeper, Jennifer Okamo, comes out to get the ball.
I don't know what surface Ponte Vedra plays their regular season games on. I know it's difficult if you have not played on this artificial surface. A lot of the balls that Ponte Vedra seems to be playing forward or running away from the attacking players.
Here comes the Ponte Vedra attack right now. And it'll go out of bounds. So you play on a grass field, so what's the big difference?
Just much faster speed of play. You know, you have to get the right weight on the ball, which means how hard you pass it. When you first come onto these turf fields, you have a tendency to overhit the ball, and it runs away from whoever you're trying to pass to.
American Heritage, you know, we're talking about their championships, and they're one up in this one. There's the corner kick. And nope, that one's not going to go. And they'll set it up in the other corner. And bring it right back out again. And the ball trickles past. And there we have an offside. And the ball will be played in by American Heritage. They're not only with those 5 championships, they were also the Class 3A runner-up in 1998. The Class 3A runner-up in 2006. I forgot to mention that they also won the championship in 2005. And they were runner-up last year. We've kind of commented about that. They're really got that revenge factor going for them today.
With the revenge factor, I guess they're in the place that they want to be right now, a goal up before the first water break.
Here comes the ball played in by the goalkeeper, Camo. And here comes American Heritage once again. Alexander Sori. Long kick down, and nice defensive play. Keep the ball away, and they'll kick it out of bounds. Sometimes you have to play a little preventative ball. I mean, she wasn't trying to do anything with that one, making it. She just wanted to get the ball away from them.
Yeah, you're just trying to be safe. You know, the American Heritage puts high pressure on you, and instead of getting stripped of the ball in your defensive third, the better choice sometimes is to get it out of bounds.
Here's the ball played in. Working on the near sidelines. Ponte Vedra from St. Johns County. Ponte Vedra Beach. Not too far from the beaches around here either. A lot of coastal teams that qualify for state. They were the 2009 Class 4A champions. In fact, they've only played in the state championship twice, Coach, and they've won both of them. That was 2009, and in 2012 they beat Cardinal Gibbons back in 2009. That was in 4A. Now they're in 3A. Yeah, last year was 2-1 over Plantation. Was that penalty kicks last year? It
was penalty kicks both years, I think, against both Cardinal Gibbons and against Ponte Vedra.
Here comes American Heritage.
A nice ball from Kopecky in.
And she's going to get the shot off, but it's going to hit the post and trickle out of bounds.
Now Monteguedo, she's a lethal finisher. 2 shots, both of them on frame, 1 for a goal.
And they'll play the ball in again. You see the ball kicked in on the far side. We're at the 23-minute mark, 23 and some change left to go in the first half. Keldon F. along with Scott Carswell, the head coach at Merrill Island for the last 13 years. There's the attack again. There we go. And that one is going to be grabbed by Hannah Parada. She just barely got to it in time.
She did a good job coming off her line there, and Martha Thomas is doing an excellent job of playing right on that offsides line and getting behind the defense.
American Heritage. Good high kick. Defender's going to get the ball far side, and again American Heritage maintains control. You got a lot of quickness on this American Heritage team. I don't know, maybe this Ponte Vedra hasn't been able to show it yet, but it seems like American Heritage has more quickness going for them.
Yeah, they're playing really quick. 1- and 2-touch balls, getting good combination play, and it's hard to defend when they're on their game.
Well, to get here in the district, Ponte Vedra posted a couple shutouts against Palm Coast at 3-0 in the districts, and Jacksonville Bowls also 3-0. In the district tournament, they won all three of the districts, 4-1 over Menendez, 3-0 over Palm Coast, and 3-2 over Bartram Trail. And we're ready to get the ball back in play again. And it's going to be kicked high and out of play. It looks like it's not going to. It's going to stay in play. Now it's going to come out.
Most of the attacking opportunities from Ponte Vedra down here have come from restarts now with corner kicks and throw-ins.
Brick Sharp, one of their key players. You might want to keep an eye on her. She is number 1 in the black uniform. If you get a chance to watch her play, she'll be an integral part of this team's offense. And the ball far side.
Nice switch of the point of attack again.
And right there's the defender to keep the ball away from American Heritage. It's kind of hard for Ponte Vedra to be on the attack there, on the defense so much, because American Heritage is so active. Here comes American Heritage again. They're going to kick it out of bounds. You're talking about Brooke Sharp just signing with the Gators to play soccer. She has quite a lineage. I'm not sure if you knew this, Coach, but Brooke Sharp's the great-granddaughter of Vince Lombardi.
I did not know that.
She's right up there, and no great-granddaddy was a very big influence on her life. Vince Lombardi, of course, everybody who's connected with anything to do with sports knows about Vince Lombardi. So number 1 for Ponte Vedra, the great-granddaughter of Vince Lombardi, playing out there today. That's Brooke Sharp. She's not the only one to have signed to play college soccer. Jess Haggerty has signed with Southern Mississippi. Might want to watch Haggerty play in this one as well. Haggerty is number 8. There's the ball kicked out of bounds again on the near side. 1-0 thanks to Melanie Monteagudo's goal shortly after we started. It was less than like 7 minutes into the game, and we are going to have a water break right now. Well, we've got a team that's 25-2-1. Ponte Vedra, their only losses came to Haggerty from Oviedo. In fact, their only losses, they lost twice to Haggerty. I was able to see Haggerty play Oviedo in the regionals, and Oviedo beat them, and now Oviedo will be playing for the 5A championship, and obviously Haggerty has quite a program. Now, American Heritage lost to Boca Raton and then to Lourdes of Miami. In fact, they were shut out in both of those games. Well, Coach, you've been there 13 years. You've seen some players of your own go to college, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've got a few players now playing at Lynn University. We've had some players at North Florida, West Florida, a lot of the schools inside the state.
Try to keep them in state. You played at, did you play at Merritt Island?
I played at Merritt Island, yeah, and then I played over there at UCF for Coach Barker, who will be coaching in the 5A state final game with Oviedo.
And now you've decided to just keep on coaching, and you're a teacher. No, you're not a teacher at the school.
No, I don't teach at the school.
Well, what have you seen so far from these two teams? Obviously, the aggressiveness of American Heritage is shining forth, isn't it?
Yeah, American Heritage is definitely putting the pressure on Ponte Vedra, but Ponte Vedra's done a good job of containing American Heritage and not letting them get many real good opportunities. So imagine Coach Silverberg just told his team, to settle down, play your game, and Coach Marcial probably the same thing, keep the pressure on and don't relent.
Coach Silverberg, 289 career victories, was the girls' varsity head coach at Nice High School for 7 years, and he won state championships there in 2002, 5, 6, and 8. Then immediately came over to Ponte Vedra and won the championship his first year there.
He's a tremendous coach. He keeps his kids disciplined and organized.
As they roam the sidelines, both teams, of course, are on our side. You can't see them camera-wise because they're underneath the point where our cameras pick them up, but they're on this side. And both coaches are up and walking around and making sure that everybody knows what they're supposed to do out there. Are you a pacer when you're on the sidelines, Coach?
I am, and that's why I generally sit on the bench. Try not to make the kids nervous. The kids watch your body language as a coach, and they have a tendency to react how you're reacting.
Yeah.
If you look down at Coach Silverberg there, he looks like he's got everything in check. He's not nervous, and he's portraying that same image to the kids.
Just kind of standing there. Sometimes you wonder if I guess he is going to move around a little bit.
He's got confidence in his team. They've, like you said, they've only lost 2 games all year. I'm sure they've had come from behind victories, and now they seem to be getting a little more. There you go, with a good attempt on goal. A little more of the play now after the water break.
And, of course, Coach Silverberg was named head coach at Ponte Vedra, as we mentioned, in 2008. And had that championship right there the same year. And then, of course, last year they won it. They were a semifinalist in 2011. So he's obviously had success at a couple different levels. Not to take anything away from Coach Marcial. She's in her 12th year. She is a 1995 Lynn University graduate. No doubt played soccer there, and in fact it was so good she's in their Hall of Fame.
She had a very impressive, when we were doing the research, she had a very impressive pedigree as a player.
Oh yeah?
Great coach, but like you said, great player as well.
Yep, in the Hall of Fame, 3-time All-American, the collegiate level. It's one thing to be that talented, but then you have to, the players have to do their part and learn from that. I mean, you can try and teach them all you want, but they don't pay any attention to you. It doesn't do any good.
I think, when you go in there and you can tell kids you're in the Hall of Fame at a local university and a 3-time All-American, they have a tendency to listen a little more.
Here's the play at midfield. Kelly Neff along with Scott Carswell. This is the 3A championship. The boys will take over next week, but it's the girls in the spotlight this week.
It's a great ball there from Kopecky over the top.
And she centers up. They're not going to be able to get it to anybody. They're going to kick it out of bounds. We're just about 16 and change away from the end of the first half. 1-0 the score right now, as American Heritage got the lead early on with Molly Monteagudo. Ball goes out of bounds. The Florida dairy farmers very involved in athletics in the state of Florida. They named Coach Marcial their 3A Coach of the Year last year, even though they did not win the state championship. She was their Coach of the Year 1 year ago, and may get recognition for that, or consideration for that honor right now this year as well. This field has quite a crown in the middle. I mean, it's very noticeable. I don't know if you can tell on the camera angle that we can see, but we can see it from here. That is quite a hump there in the middle of the field. All right, the ball is going to be played in by Jennifer Ocambo for American Heritage. As we were talking about earlier, the hotel we were staying in last night, American Heritage team coaches and players were also staying there. And it's kind of funny if at breakfast this morning, we overheard one of the players saying, "I'm so nervous I could almost cry." They get nervous till the game starts, and it's just like any other game. Here's the attack for American Heritage.
It's a great ball.
And that one is going to be saved by Hannah Parada, goalkeeper for the Sharks.
Looks like Heritage switched up their center forward and their midfielder switch roles there with Martha Thomas and Alexander Sori.
Now they're trying to set up the offense. Very good footwork by this American Heritage team.
That's one thing token to Coach Marcial, that very rarely will you see a long ball played out of the back by their defense. Very composed on the ball and look to combine out of the back as opposed to just getting it sent forward.
Everybody has to, the way they're playing it, everybody has to be alert and in their position as the ball comes to midfield. That is American Heritage in the white, and again the pass, and they've got a great angle again, but this one is going in the corner.
That's Alyssa Robinson, their leading scorer.
Alyssa Robinson gets them up 2-0. Well, that one just kind of sailed right by Parada.
That's the thing, when that low ball on the ground on this turf doesn't die like it would on grass. It keeps its pace. It's a hard ball for the goalkeeper to stop.
Alyssa Robinson with now 30 goals on the year. And also second on the team in assists, so she not only scores them, she sends them up. Well, this is a horse of a different color, as they say. 2-0 now. It's a hard deficit to come back from. Ponte Vedra now with their backs against the wall. Of course, there's all kinds of time left to mount an attack. Well, the young ladies from the Patriots, in their 4 playoff wins, they've shut out every opponent and have won by a combination of 21 goals. You can make that 23 now. They've outscored their opponents. You know, it's one thing to win 1-0, but they've scored 23 goals in the regional and state semifinals and finals now, and nobody's scored against them.
Yeah, Coach Martial calls it 3 up top or triple threat. And so far, we've seen that threat come on the left flank and right flank.
Now we're down at the Ponte Vedra end of the field. But again, American Heritage is dominating right now. On the attack again. Very good footwork. Far side. That is Montegudo, who scored their first goal, but she loses control of the ball.
Ponte Vedra, even down 2 goals, Ponte Vedra's still playing with a lot of heart here.
They know they've got to get something quick, and they need to get a goal before American Heritage gets their 3rd. There we go, up a little offside. Past the defender before the ball was kicked. Could you explain that a little bit? Now, right there, that was Robinson, who apparently cut too soon to the goal. Is that what that was?
Yeah, you gotta. Offsides rule is difficult to explain, but you have to have 2 defenders between you and the goalkeeper, or you and the goal.
When the ball is kicked.
When the ball is kicked, and that's the confusing thing.
So you have to wait. She had to wait. She should have waited until the ball was kicked and then made the move.
Right. What they've been doing is a good job of playing right on that line. So, although they've been caught a couple times, they have been able to get in behind that back line.
Now it's going to be played in near sideline. Ponte Vedra. And they're going to kick it out of bounds. That one sails way far into the corner. 2-0. American Heritage, 11.5 minutes left to go, first half.
Number 6, Megan Benefall checks into the game.
This is the 3A final.
For the Patriots.
Girls weekend, boys weekend coming up. Ponte Vedra, St. John's County team. So we mentioned they've got some players that are going to go on to play collegiate ball. A lot of good girls soccer players in the state of Florida. I mean, they get looked at pretty good by college coaches, don't they?
Yeah, if you look all over, Florida, Florida State, Miami, they all recruit heavily out of Florida because they are Florida teams, of course. Then you see a lot of kids from Florida up in the ACC playing.
And as a coach, do you get involved in that at all?
We try to. The landscape's changed a little bit. A lot of these kids get looked at in club just as much now as they do in high school.
And that one's going to be an offsides against American Heritage. School, Ponte Vedra's only been a school since 2008. I mean, it's just like these girls were just in like middle school when the school was even formed. So to come this far and win a state championship a year ago and be in the finals again, that's quite a compliment.
I think they've been to the Final Four every year the school's been in existence with their soccer program.
Nothing like starting out on a high note. First graduating class was just 3 years ago. Fight for the ball. Ponte Vedra trying to get something going, but it goes out of bounds. The Sharks of Ponte Vedra, District 4 champions, Region 1 champions. From up in the northeast, near northeast corner. American Heritage way down south. And here comes the ball played in. Sails to the near side. As you can see, a little bit of collision there, but no whistle, no call at all. Nice pass. Coming over midfield. See what you mean about the short kicks. They just don't kick them long, do they?
No, they're very good at playing short pass.
And that one is deflected by goalkeeper Hannah Parada over the back of the net.
That's the thing about Montegudo. She shoots equally well with either foot. Nice left-footed shot there.
That's just natural, though. I mean, I suppose you could teach them and practice, but it looks natural to her.
She's an under-15 national pool player for the U.S. She's quite a player.
American Heritage Plantation, when you say you're from American Heritage, people tend to listen a little more because that's quite a storied program.
A lot of good players coming through that program. A lot of good players there now.
That one's going to sail away. It's going to be caught by Parada and played in. Ponte Vedra, a hometown to a lot of famous non-soccer people over the years.
Great ball by Brooke Sharp there.
That's the one we were talking about. That's the great-granddaughter of Vince Lombardi.
Amy Dorson takes the throw.
Gators are going to like her. You know, even though some very, very famous people have lived in Ponte Vedra, maybe the one that most people know is Mr. Rogers. Grew up in his neighborhood in Ponte Vedra. You know, there's other famous people, including Tim Tebow, but most people remember Mr. Rogers instead. All right, here they go. On the attack again. American Heritage trying to outrun everybody, and they lose control of it. That's one thing, though, Coach. You can't teach speed. You can't teach it. I mean, the players have to either have it or you don't.
There's a lot of team speed on this Heritage team. That's the one thing they seem to have over Ponte Vedra right now is just team speed.
You know, when you get into preseason practice, is that the first thing you do before you even get out on the field is just do the conditioning?
Yeah, not as much as in the old days. A lot of these kids are coming out of club seasons and they're fit year-round, so you don't want to do too much. You know, both these teams, they're probably about as most fit as they've been all year now. That's when you want them well rested and everything.
It's pretty well a year-round thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I was talking. Some of these players played Disney showcases for both teams over the Christmas break, came back after Christmas a little tired. And that's one thing American Heritage did is just try to rest some players and get them healthy for the postseason.
And there's the save by Parada. Been one busy little goalkeeper down there.
She's done well down there, keeping them in the game, keeping them out of the net.
And we have a penalty at midfield that will be played in by American Heritage. You know, Fred Rogers and Tim Tebow, Vijay Singh, a professional golfer. It's not unusual to see golfers coming out of this part of the state either, is it?
It's a pretty affluent area up there, isn't it, Ponte Vedra?
Yeah, he's also a native of Ponte Vedra. As the ball at midfield is kept in control by American Heritage.
They're trying to pull Ponte Vedra down into their end, and they've been doing well counterattacking into Ponte Vedra's end.
American Heritage, the school itself, is notable for some alumni that have gone on to big things. A couple of baseball players currently in the major leagues that have gone to school at American Heritage as the ball is taken by Ponte Vedra. You've got Royals first baseman Eric Hosmer He's from there. And Boston Red Sox shortstop Devin Marrero. Obviously, American Heritage has a fine baseball program to develop a couple of guys.
That's a great ball in.
There we go. And that one just sails past.
She's trying to find that same corner she found a little while ago on the goal.
Alyssa Robinson.
Saying the keeper deflected it out.
Did they change goalkeepers? Yeah, number 25 out there. I don't have her on my roster.
Michaela Kopecki will take the corner kick.
I'm not sure if they, it seems like the same one.
They just had a different uniform change. All right, here comes the corner kick.
Dangerous ball in.
And not quite the right angle. As Melanie Montegudo tried to get it through. One of the things that you may notice when watching is that the goalkeepers are the only ones that wear anything on their hands, because they're the only ones that can touch the ball with their hands. Do they all wear gloves? Kind of like baseball batters these days? Does every goalkeeper wear gloves?
Yeah, you very rarely will see a player without gloves.
There's the ball far side. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the first half. Still 2-0. American Heritage.
Ponte Vedra definitely wants to keep it that way. If not, get one, sneak one in right here before halftime, but they do not want to give up one right before halftime.
And the ball is played in by the goalkeeper. Still in the American Heritage end of the field. All right, here comes Ponte Vedra into the attack zone to the far side. The ball's kicked out of bounds. You know, we sit here, well, you know, I mean, I'm always sitting with headphones on. I can't hear what's going on, but there's players always talking out there to each other. I mean, they have to, I suppose.
Yeah, you know, letting people know that they're open, letting them know that there's a man on defensively. You know, there's a lot of communication out there.
Do you like to hear the players on the bench shouting out things too?
As long as it's positive, you know, that's the one thing you want as your reserve side, to keep it positive and encourage the players that are out there.
On the attack, American Heritage, but they lose control of the ball. Now Ponte Vedra trying to move it, trying to get something on the board as we get under 2 minutes. Kelly Neff along with Scott Carswell, the head coach at Merritt Island, the Mustangs. Right here from the general vicinity. And the ball's going to be on the far sideline. Apparently goes out of bounds to be played in by American Heritage. Minute and a half to go. We'll have our halftime break. Ball near side to Kopecki. Long kick that time.
Kopecki's done a great job of finding Robinson over the top all game.
That kick a little bit high. So you're a club coach? Do you do club coaching too?
Yeah, I coach in the Central Brevard Soccer Club up there, Merritt Island.
And do you get players from Merritt Island, obviously, but anywhere else?
Most of our kids, you know, live on Merritt Island. Most of them play within our club. Some play at Space Coast United or Melbourne O'Galley United down here.
Robinson with the shot. Harry Davison with the save.
That is a new goalkeeper. That's Carrie Davidson. She's listed as number 1, but she's actually number 25. So Carrie Davidson is the goalkeeper right now. That answers our question. And the goalkeeper at the other end, Jennifer Okamo, comes out to get it. Not much time left here. Looks like it's going to be a 2-0 score as we go into the halftime break. Melanie Montegudo, Alyssa Robinson, both with goals in the first half as they play the ball in. And the clock runs down. And, Coach, that's your first half. How about a little evaluation of what you saw out there?
American Heritage definitely had the faster speed of play out there. And I imagine Coach Silverberg is going to talk to his team and have them ready to play and try to bring this game back in the second half.
Okay. Well, we're going to take our halftime break, and we'll be back in the second half. It is 2-0. American Heritage with the lead.
The official merchandising company of the FHSAA. Perfect people for a perfect pool. And Sports Authority, your girls' soccer authority. Play on Sports and FHSAAsports.com. Glossy Finish, the official photographer of the FHSAA. Field Turf, the ultimate surface experience. Florida Virtual School. And Bright House Sports Network, the official cable partner of the FHSAA. And Brine, the official ball of the 2013 Girls Soccer Finals. Don't forget to stop by the Team IP booth and load up on your officially licensed FHSAA Finals souvenirs. Official Finals merchandise on sale now. And personalized championship t-shirts for the winning team will be available right after the game. Did you know the Florida High School Athletic Association is on Facebook and Twitter? Go to facebook.com/FHSAA and become a fan. Or go to Twitter handle FHSAA. On the sites, you can keep up with teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. That's facebook.com/FHSAA and FHSAA on Twitter. Be a fan of it all. Why not relive all the action from tonight's championship game by watching a replay on Bright House Channel 47 and HD 1147. Check out the girls' soccer page on the Florida High School Athletic Association website for information about replays of the game. Melbourne High School Lady Bulldog Soccer would like to thank the following sponsors who helped make this tournament possible. Moser & Moser, Attorney at Law. Hamilton Masonry. The Salon Professional Academy. Extreme Academy. Chick-fil-A. Dr. Elise Berube. Glover Oil. Brunswick Bowling. And Beef O'Brady's. Thank you to these local sponsors who helped us put today's tournament together. Just a reminder, the snack bar is open. You've been smelling that barbecue all game long. Why not make your way to the snack bar at halftime or following the game? Barbecue chicken, barbecue pork. Compliments and courtesy of Hamilton Masonry. We'd like to thank our ball boys and girls for today's game. Casey Hurst JV team, Sophie DeVos, Abby McDougall, Rachel McDougall, Sarah Mikowski, Allison Muckerman, Angelica Rodriguez, Lauren Mikowski, and the chaperone Kathy McDougall. Thank you for your participation and your help to keep the game running smoothly.
Open Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자, 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자, 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자, 그런 반전 있는 여자. 나는 선호해. 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그 선호해. 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해. 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선호해. 그런 선호해. 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 오빤 강남 스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남 스타일 섹시 레이디 정숙해 보이지만 볼 때 노는 여자 이때다 싶으면 묶었던 머리 푸는 여자 가렸지만 웬만한 노출보다 야한 여자 그런 감각적인 여자 선호해 점잖아 보이지만 놀 때 노는 선호해 내가 되면 완전 미쳐버리는 선호해 근육보다 사상이 울퉁불퉁한 선호해 그런 선호해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 오빤 강남 스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남 스타일
And we're ready for the second half of action. 2-0. American Heritage leading Ponte Vedra Kelly along with Scott Carswell. And we do have to make one apology and get things clarified right now, Coach, because we were given the wrong information at the beginning. We kept talking about Ponte Vedra's goalkeeper being Hannah Pirana, but it wasn't. All along it was Carrie Davison, and we do apologize. We were given a wrong number, a wrong information, a wrong sheet of something, but we certainly want to correct that.
Yeah, because she's done an outstanding job in there. She deserves some credit.
All right, so what has to change if you're Ponte Vedra and they were talking, trying to be heard over the loudspeaker music there at halftime? What do you think they were talking about?
I think he's going to try to get more offense. It looks like he may have moved Brooke Sharp from a deeper midfield position up onto the top line. We'll see. She's a dangerous attacking player.
Rick Sharp, number 1. One to keep an eye on in the black, dark uniforms. We're underway for the second half of the championship to decide who's going to reign for another year in Class 3A. Until they get dethroned, the defending state champion is the team in black, Ponte Vedra. But American Heritage has certainly made a point. They scored a goal early, added another one before the end of the first half. Now you have 40 minutes if you're Ponte Vedra to do something about it.
Yeah, you know this Ponte Vedra team's not going to go down without a fight. And they're going to try to pour it on here and bring the game close.
Seems like everywhere you go, there's an American Heritage player right there to contest the pass.
Yeah, that's number 26, Jamila Connor. She's done a tremendous job of winning balls as a holding midfielder.
Little action in front of the goal. That time the ball got too high and the wind kind of swept it right out of bounds. Stiff wind here. Of course, you're from this area. Is the wind always like this?
Not always. It seems like it's picking up as the day's gone by.
Man, flags all over the place, just fluttering in the breeze. We're sitting under a canopy, and good thing that's tethered down. Otherwise, it'd be all the way down to Key West by now. A lot of wind around here.
I know that's good for the players. I know some of it was a little bit warm yesterday during the day. I know some of the coaches were concerned about hydration and those kind of issues, if it being a hot day. Especially it gets a little bit hotter when you're playing on turf.
As the ball's thrown in, we're back to more action. American Heritage losing twice this year. Once 1-0, once 2-0. Ponte Vedra losing twice to Haggerty, 3-0 and 1-0. Now down here 2-0 in the second half. You can see the crowd on the far side enjoying the sunshine. Got a little crosswind going actually right at them. Ponte Vedra trying to get the ball out of their defensive end down there. Trying to get some kind of offense going. But right there, American Heritage with the ball.
Yeah, Ponte Vedra's got to change this game and get the ball down into the American Heritage end.
And they're not going to be able to get to that one as it goes out of bounds. American Heritage, they've got players all over the place that are committed to going somewhere to play. They got Kiana Clark's going to Auburn. Brianna Raff's going to Central Florida. Alyssa Robinson's going to Florida International. All of those, of course, you're familiar with Central Florida, UCF. All those places have good programs.
Yeah, all the Florida schools have real good programs, and a lot of them are filled up with these local players from the Florida schools.
Ball played in on the near side. American Heritage on the attack. But now it's going the other direction as Ponte Vedra tries to get up with a lot of quickness. Boy, there's so much quickness. It seems like those American Heritage players just a step or two ahead all the time.
Yeah, that Kiana Clark in the back's got unbelievable speed. She's a Region 3 player, national pool player. It's hard to get in behind her.
There's the ball to the near side. And there's, oh my goodness.
That's going to be a penalty kick.
Well, these are the toughest things to defend if you're a goalkeeper, so Gary Davison's got her work cut out here. Now, can you choose who's going to kick this?
Yeah, anybody can step up and take it.
Players all know who's going to be ahead of time. I mean, the coach doesn't have to send someone in, does he?
Nope, and it looks like once you get yellow card, it looks like Claire McCall up there got the yellow card, and once you get the yellow card, you got to leave the field.
All right, ready to kick. Montegudo trying to get her second goal. Everybody else just kind of stands around and watches. This is the equivalent of the best basketball one-on-one you can get. All right, we're ready. And she got it. Got it in the left corner as Montegudo picks up her third goal, or excuse me, her second and the third for the team. It's a 3-0 game.
I don't think that's what Ponte Vedra wanted. I don't think the foul was intentional, but nice job there by Monagudo on the finish.
So could you explain that a little bit? Why, if it wasn't intentional, why'd she get a kick?
Because even though it wasn't intentional, she did foul the player, and it was a goal-scoring opportunity. Because I don't think if she wouldn't have fell down, she would have had an opportunity to shoot on goal.
So even though she just got her feet tangled up, I mean, it's just a matter of logistics.
And it was a nice job of dribbling there by Monagudo to draw the foul too.
So American Heritage well on the way to avenging that loss, as the head coach Cindy Marcial has pointed out to them. Well, they go for another goal, and this one is going to be saved by Davidson.
Robinson with the shot. Harry Davidson, save.
Davidson plays the ball in. Just underway in the second half, and it's a 3-0 game already. American Heritage with some leeway, a little lead on Ponte Vedra.
Definitely new ground for Coach Silverberg's teams. I don't know that they've ever trailed in a state final.
Let's see, they Ponte Vedra won. Well, I'm not sure they trailed in that game. Did they trail last year at all?
No, I think it was a 0-0 going into penalty kicks.
Okay. Last year, the championships were played in Tampa. This year, they've moved them here to Melbourne High School. As the ball's played in, Ponte Vedra needs to get a little more aggressive. And they are not going to be able to get it going here as American Heritage continues. Now, I don't know if it's that big a deal, but spacing between players, is that something you got to work on a lot?
You want to get the right angles of support. And as long as you have the right angles of support, the distance isn't as important. But if you notice, American Heritage is combining a lot of short 5-yard passes, 1 and 2 touch, and able to get by the defense of Ponte Vedra.
Ponte Vedra trailing it 3-0. American Heritage, when you're in an area with 85,000 people, you've got obviously some athletes you can draw from there. Well, the whole metro area is 5.5 million people down there. They're right in front of the net, but it's kicked over the net, but they keep it right in play. American Heritage putting the pressure on, trying to get another goal yet.
Yeah, they don't seem to be satisfied with just the 3, do they?
No, they want to bury him. My goodness. And that ball is saved by Davidson. Flurry in front of the net. American Heritage player said, hey, I was knocked down. There should be something there.
I think they wanted a PK there, but I don't think he's going to give him that one.
Well, American Heritage Plantation, they used to have a golf course there, just called the Plano Plantation Golf Course, where you've probably seen the movie Caddyshack. Their big pool scene was filmed right there. You're learning all kinds of things today, aren't you?
I know, and not about soccer either.
Yeah, just little things. Little interesting things about the school and the town.
I wonder if Mr. Rogers played on that golf course.
It probably did. Maybe it been in his neighborhood. Bowie Kuhn is also from there. Ponte Verde. He's from Ponte Verde. The old baseball commissioner. There's the ball on the far side. American Heritage on the attack. Might be able to hear how windy it is. You can see some of the flags on the screen. Cameraman Kevin Abernathy showing everybody where everything is. Producer Nick Minori. Deborah Hendrick is also on the staff here today. I'm Kel Laniff along with Scott Carswell, the head coach at Merritt Island. 3-0 American Heritage, flexing their collective muscles here in the 3A championship. Ponte Vedra on the attack, but they lose control of the ball. And it's going to be taken by the goalkeeper, Jennifer Okamo. You know the wind is stiff when a bird flies by you and he's just kind of standing still. You can't even get any distance flying into the wind. But you haven't noticed the wind playing much of a factor on the field, though, have you?
No, not that much, but it seems like it is blowing more into the face of Ponte Vedra this half, which makes it harder for them to get forward.
As the ball is played in on the far side, or will be played in on the far side. 3A title matchup, same as last year, but quite different. Different outcome. Heading towards what looks to be a different outcome, unless Ponte Vedra can get some kind of flurry of activity going here.
Checking into the game for the Sharks.
Yeah, even though down 3-0, these kids haven't stopped hustling at all. They're fighting for every ball. Still trying to make something happen.
Katie Crolius checks in for Coach David Silverberg.
By looking at them, you wouldn't know they were down by 3. Still got confidence in his team that they can do something here.
As long as there's time left on that clock. American Heritage, and it goes right in front of the goal, but it's kicked high, and it hits the actual football goal post. And ricochets off.
15 with the cross for Mr. Robinson. Number 17, Martha Thomas with the shot.
So one of the interesting things in getting prepared for the broadcast here is that I was able to talk to some people at Ponte Vedra. Called over there and tried to talk to Coach Silverberg, but he wasn't available, so I talked to the athletic director. And I did not know, Coach, until that time that the athletic director is the former baseball coach at the University of Northern Iowa when I was broadcasting up there. Gene Baker. I didn't know where he was, but he's down here as the athletic director at Ponte Vedra now.
A small world.
Yes, it is. He is unable to be here today. His daughter plays volleyball.
17, Martha Thomas.
And he's in Orlando at some, must be club volleyball this time of year.
Checking into the game for the Sharks. Number 6, Megan Sharp.
Well, Coach Silverberg is trying to get the right combination out there as his team's down 3-0. Megan Sharp checks in, sophomore. Brooke Sharp is senior.
Brooke Sharp works hard for every ball.
They haven't been able to get her much into the offense here, have they?
No, it's just hard to get behind this Heritage defense. They're not going to let you in behind them.
There's the ball at midfield. Played in by Ponte Vedra, but again, there's those defenders back there. Just can't let you get by. It's just too much of a formidable defense.
No, they're a good group back there.
Morgan, Clark. Ball at midfield. Ponte Vedra trying to get some kind of an offense going. But American Heritage is just a little bit too much for him right now.
Like we talked about earlier, it's just hard to chase a game, especially being down 3-0. It gives Heritage, that's already an attacking team, the ability to go forward even harder because they don't have to worry about giving up goals.
And the ball played in, but it goes right back out of bounds again. You notice on the camera there's these young kids wearing the fluorescent orange green shirts that are chasing the ball down, and they're doing a pretty good job. Their ball girls have to be right there on the alert with the substitute ball. They're doing a good job. Look like to be elementary school kids that they've recruited to be the ball girls here. American Heritage chasing after the ball, but it is deflected out of bounds, far side. 3A championship on a blustery but very, very pleasant Saturday morning. No rain in the forecast, supposed to be in the mid-70s by the end of the day. Kelvin F along with Scott Carswell, the head coach at Merritt Island. Here's the ball
Good
played
run
in.
forward.
Well, it's the best penetration of the defense they've had in quite a while. Jennifer Ocampo to play the ball in. We're talking about the skills of players and how skillful you must be. What other sport, Coach, do you think transfers the skill level to the game of soccer? What would it be comparable to?
I would say probably basketball. Basketball, hockey. It's a lot where a lot of variety of individual skill that's needed, especially in soccer, to be efficient with both feet, different surfaces of the feet. The only sport you really use your head as a physical tool as opposed to a mental tool.
And in watching, like people are doing right now, it may appear that it's just 20 players going every which way, but there are actually systems working in place out there right now, right?
Yeah, they both have definite systems of play. They try to play within that system. And both teams have highly technical, skilled players that can play those systems.
Ball will be thrown in, taken by Ocampo. I'd like to remind you that if you want to purchase a DVD of this championship broadcast, it's right there on the home page. You can order as many copies as you would like. Just find the little prompt and you'll be able to order it. It's very easy to find on the webpage. Just go to it and order as many as you'd like. A remembrance of the state championship of 2013, courtesy of the FHSAA and Play On Sports. Down at the American Heritage end, the ball saved by Davidson.
One thing that makes his Heritage team so dangerous, talking to Coach Marcial, is just the depth. I mean, they brought in a number of players in and out of this game. The level just doesn't drop off.
And they have the ball again, leading at 3-0. Melanie Montegudo with 2 goals, and Alyssa Robinson with the other one. Trying to win back that hardware, which was denied them last year by this very same Ponte Vedra team. Ball near side. There we go, right down near the goal, but it's taken away. Nice play.
That was great defending there by Maggie Glenn.
Ball far side. And the wind kind of takes it, goes east to west. Ponte Vedra hasn't had a whole lot to cheer about. Their fans just kind of sitting on their hands right now. Not anything to yell and scream about.
But still, to any team that can make it to a state final, win or lose, that's a great accomplishment. To get that far, it's a lot of games you got to win to get there.
And another scoring opportunity, Sales wide left.
Alyssa Robinson wide left.
And we are at the, well, no, it's not the water break yet.
Checking the game for the Sharks, number 2, Ashley Boyd.
Sharks have been doing more
13,
defensive
Lane Moore.
changes lately, substitutions than have the Patriots.
Just trying to get some fresh legs in there, keep people working, try to keep as much pressure on Heritage as they can.
And with the ball is again American Heritage on the attack. And they shoot and miss on the near side.
That was a great save there by Carrie Davidson.
Alexandra Soar with the shot. Save, Carrie Davidson.
Sorry, the freshman that just took that shot. There's going to be the kick. Corner kick still in front of the net, and it'll go to the other side. And American Heritage. Ponte Vedra trying to clear the ball. So what's the, as far as the goalkeepers go, Coach, what kind of attributes do you look for to find the best goalkeeper? What's their qualities have to be?
One of the biggest qualities is mentality. They always say goalkeepers are a different breed. They got a little bit different personality. But, you know, if they make mistakes, you know, they seem to get a lot more of the blame than if a field player makes some kind of mistake. So they're usually pretty mentally tough. And then physically, you know, quick feet, good hands, good agility. They're generally very good athletes.
Now we're having our water break. You kind of equate that with like a place kicker in football. It's a different kind of mentality you have to have.
Yeah, because, you know, you drop a pass or something, and football might not lead to a loss of points, but you miss a field goal or you bobble a ball in the goal, it might get teams to the other point. So your mistakes, although everybody makes them, the goalkeepers can be a bit more glaring.
This is the Class 3A State Championship, American Heritage of Plantation. School that was founded back in 1865. They actually have 2 campuses, and the other one, Delray Beach, they're pretty athletic as well.
They've won a number of state championships as well.
Yeah. They've got it going on both American Heritage campuses. School was named one of the nation's 100 best communities for young people. America's Promise Alliance made that statement. We were talking earlier about Coach Marcial and her quotes in the Miami Herald. Hasn't come back to bite her yet. She's up 3-0.
Their team had a goal, you know, all year long, and it looks like, you know, they're right on the path to accomplish that goal.
You know, when they played Osceola in the state semifinal, they won 3-0. They came out shooting in the second half. 2 of their goals came in the first 4 minutes in the second half. They haven't scored at all in the first half. That wasn't the case today. They actually got on the board quite early, the first 7 minutes.
And their fans are over there screaming. I think they're feeling it a little bit now with 20 minutes to go.
If we have just a little bit to go before the 3A championship is determined. You know, back when you played, back in the day, 80s, when you were playing, what kind of changes, positive or negative, have you seen in the way the game of soccer is played?
It's just a much better game. The level of play, especially on the girls' side, is just so much better. You know, those players were good, but it's the players you see now are just, you know, unbelievable. Like you said earlier, some of these players will go on to top Division I colleges. You got a couple national pool players out there. It's just a tremendous level of play.
And with the weather the way it is, in this region of the country, you're able to play year-round.
That's a definite advantage to schools in Florida. Is, you know, the weather's playable 12 months out of the year.
And you get these skills and just develop them, like they say, practice, practice, practice.
Well, these kids work hard at it. You know, a lot of these players playing good clump teams. The players from Heritage playing at Weston, West Pine, Sunrise. A lot of good coaches down there. And then same thing with Ponte Vedra up there. Ponte Vedra Soccer Club, Creeks Clash.
You know, the season, high school season, ends today for everybody. Now, when do the club teams start playing? Right away?
Yeah, some of them are already playing. There's teams playing in Region Cup. Most of the players in this game are probably State Cup players, so they won't start back for a while. Club coaches will give them a little time to recover.
Don't get much of a break, though, do you?
No, some of these kids actually probably played during the Christmas break with their teams in the Disney Showcase and events like that, Orange Classic.
On the attack. But that time it's a nice job by Kerry Davison to keep anybody from getting to that ball. American Heritage going after another championship. They won it in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2005, 2009, 2010. I'd like to see their trophy case. They're going to have to build a new one. You got championship trophies all over.
And it's just not soccer. They're getting a lot of sports down there.
And looks like with every second that ticks off, they're in a better position here of grabbing more of the big hardware to take home. After
Ponte Vedra just hasn't been able to get that offense that they're used to today. They've had to play mostly defensive.
And that's not really anything that they're doing wrong, right? It's just the way the other team's playing defensively.
Yeah, they're very strong in the back, American Heritage. I mean, you got to credit these Ponte Vedra kids. They're still battling. They battled the whole game.
You know, American Heritage is second only to St. Thomas Aquinas in state championships, 12-6. And if the cards are played right here, it'll be 12-7. Still trying to keep the ball alive in front of the net. They try and get the goal, but the ball's deflected. Goes to the far side corner. Corner kick, and it's almost in. That was a good job by Ponte Vedra.
These kids aren't quitting. You got some seniors out there. You know, this is their last game no matter what, and they want to put on a good show.
Well, they know, just like anybody else, that you can score quickly. And we have a whistle and an injured player. You know, just talking about state championships, this is the first year that the state championships been played here. It was played in Tampa last year. Started in 1982. It was a one-class tournament for 7 years, then went to a two-class tournament in 1989, three-class tournament in 1993, four-class tournament in 1997. Now it's a five-class tournament, and it's been that way since 2004. And this is the 3A championship.
This is just an act of sportsmanship since they stopped the game for the American Heritage player, and the drop ball Heritage just plays it back to Ponte Vedra.
There was Jamila corner. Somebody, not quite sure if that's her, somebody had a bloody nose. There's the ball that goes over the goal post. Yeah, that is her. She's going to be back in there probably before too much longer.
Yeah, she's had a tremendous game. That midfield with her and Kopecky and Martha Thomas has just been very active and very good.
Corner, one of the seniors. They actually have more seniors on their team than most teams that are in the state finals. So much youth on the other teams. Ponte Vedra trying its best to get the ball to their end. The ball hasn't been at their end since forever. We haven't had to crane our necks to the right for quite some time. And that one will go out as we are at the 16-minute mark. Each second that ticks off, the American Heritage Patriots are looking more and more like they're going to be the state champions. Play the ball in at midfield. So when does your club coaching start?
We've actually started. We've, you know, you don't want to start back. You want your kids playing here today instead of doing your club stuff.
Now, club coaches can coach their own players, right? I mean, from your school.
Yeah, you can coach your own players. The rules seem to change year in and year out, but right now you're able to.
Number 10, Michaela Kopecky will be taking
So there's no dead time where you can't have contact or anything? Then?
There is with the FHSAA rules, but not with the club rules.
And that one is going to be just in front of the net, and it's going to be saved. Nice play by Davidson. So the FHSAA doesn't govern the clubs, huh?
No, there's rules that they kind of overlap, but they don't work together on forming rules and when you can coach and things like that.
Ponte Vedra trying its best to get some offense going. Just haven't been able to do it. It's all been American Heritage Even up to this point, American Heritage in the white seems to be dominating the whole field of play.
This Heritage defense, Ponte Vedra defense have done well. They haven't given up a goal in the run of play the second half. The only goal coming off a penalty kick. So they did figure some things out.
Davidson to play the ball in. Push there. Thought she was going to get away with it for a minute, and then they finally caught up to her.
It's been a clean game. No dirty fouls. Both teams, the fouls that have been called are just kids trying hard, trying to make plays.
Here's the ball at midfield as we hit the 13.5-minute mark. Ponte Vedra with the ball. Just getting it down to their end.
Still hustling.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to make something happen. And that one's going to actually be kicked into the wind, so it sails out. The 2013 State Soccer Championships here in Melbourne High School. Tom McIntyre Stadium. Tom, the former principal, right here at Melbourne, also football coach.
Nice service in. Nice clear by Ocampo.
As they center the ball, but it goes out of bounds. We're talking about certain plays, corner kicks, and that was the most difficult play to execute.
It just depends. They're all can be difficult. Just depends. Some angles on the field are, better for set plays.
You don't get very many breakaways, do you?
It depends on the defense. Both these teams have done a good job of not letting the other team get in behind them on breakaways. Both these coaches done a good job organizing their back four.
A lot of good teams don't make it here. You play look at your team. You're obviously a good team, but if you didn't make it, you can't make it every year.
At least, looks like American Heritage is going to win. It's always nice to say you lost to the state champions.
Yeah. Sometimes the players don't think that way, though.
No, they always want to keep playing.
Yeah.
You want to play every minute of the season.
There's the ball on the far side of American Heritage, leading it 3-0 thanks to the fine play. Melanie Montegudo with a couple of goals, and Alyssa Robinson with the other one. They've shut down. Still, no one has scored against them. In fact, there was only 1, 2, 3, 4 games this year where anybody scored against them.
And only one of those coming against Ocampo, so she's only given up 1 goal all year.
Wow. Of course, there are 2 losses. Lourdes beat them 2-0. Boca Raton beat them 1-0. The only other teams to score were Archbishop McCarthy, scored 1 goal in a 4-1 loss. And Baron Collier of Naples scored 2 goals in a 9-2 loss. Now some of the Ponte Vedra people were getting a little excited there. Thought they might have an opportunity to get the ball right back to their end, but all of a sudden, it's American Heritage on the attack again. Which American Heritage beat a team 18-0, another team 20-0, another team 14-0. My goodness.
It's got a lot of weapons. They brought in this number 11, Julia Jaffe, when she played against us. She was just a worker, dangerous player. That's a player who comes in as a reserve, probably start for most teams.
It all starts at the young age, right? You get these kids in elementary school. You got to be able to teach them early so they develop. Merritt Island, do you have any say as to how the game is taught to the younger kids before you get them?
Yeah, we work real close with the club coaches. We got some good coaches in our club, Calvin Dixon and Jeannie Gunning. We do a great job with the young kids.
As the ball is going to be played in by Ponte Vedra. Only 9.5 minutes left to go in this one's history. Oh, fight for it over there.
Ponte Vedra's working hard. They're still fighting for every single ball.
They know there's time left.
It's a lot of character.
But now American Heritage has the numbers here, and they can't get the ball by the defender. Trying to get the angle on it, not able to do it. Finally, they get this in. It's going to be out of bounds. To be played in by American Heritage. American Heritage from Broward County. Losing in penalty kicks to Ponte Vedra last year. Devastating, to say the least. When you know your state champion caliber team to lose in penalty kicks. Of course, there's many opportunities you had to, you wouldn't even have to get that far. But you probably second guess yourself a lot after a loss, don't you?
Oh, yeah. They always say players win, coaches lose, right?
Yeah, that's right. And the ball's going to come into the corner where it's going to be played by Ponte Vedra, but here comes American Heritage again. Coming into the offensive zone as American Heritage stays on the attack. Davidson will grab the ball and play it in.
Spectators are permitted on the field following the game. Any spectators who make their way on the field without proper credentials will be subject to arrest.
And the ball goes far side.
Removed from Tom McIntyre Stadium.
Fans on their feet from American Heritage, ready to celebrate when that clock starts to run down. We got an injured player out there. Again for American Heritage. That's their second one. Well, Coach, talking a little bit about let you toot your own horn. National Soccer Coaches Association South Region Coach of the Year a couple years ago, huh?
Yeah, that was a nice honor.
How about a little bonus? You get a little bonus for that?
I don't know about that.
Haven't seen it. Hasn't been in the mail yet, huh?
Got a nice plaque.
Okay, that's good. You have a little ceremony, a little dinner or anything to?
Just me and my wife, Kathy. Son Owen went out to dinner to celebrate. My parents.
It is quite an honor. Here we come to the midfield stripe. A little bumping out there as Ponte Vedra tries to get something going, but man, every time there's always a defender right there. They don't give you, American Heritage doesn't give you an inch, do they?
No, they're not giving up anything. I don't think they want to give up a goal. Not many teams have done that through the years, to go all the way through the state playoffs without surrendering a goal.
Up until today, both teams are like that.
It's an opportunity for Ponte Vedra.
It was deflected there by Victoria Lairs. And it'll be played in by the goalkeeper. As we hit the 6-minute mark of half number 2.
Now, whether you win or lose, you want your players to represent themselves and your school with pride, and I think both teams have done that, you know.
Nothing to be embarrassed about out there today.
No, even though down 3-0, they just keep coming. You know, they want a goal here.
Haven't been any temper flare-ups or any of that stuff, any of that negative stuff.
Oh, it's been a nice game.
Kelvin F. along with Coach Scott Carswell, the Class 3A Championship.
Checking into the game for the Sharks, number 21, Abby Miller.
Well, they're at the point now they're trying to get everybody into the game if they can. Get the freshman like Abby Miller just came in as a freshman.
Coach Silverberg's not happy about something down there.
Oh. One of the officials is explaining something to him. As you can see him on screen saying, hey, what's this all about? Ever get into big serious arguments with officials?
Never.
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 Checking into the
Must be
game.
the only coach in the world that's ever done that.
Siegel.
As they get the free kick here at the All American Heritage on defense.
You know, you always lose your temper, but these officials, you know, it's an honor for them to be selected to do these games, and they're trying to do the best they can, just like everybody else.
Now, during the regular season, do you evaluate as coaches, officials, and give recommendations as to who might be able to advance to tournament play?
No, we don't have a lot of input on that.
Number 11.
I mean, you see guys through the year that, you know, we've seen a lot of these guys that are out here doing this game before, and they've all been really good referees.
61 goals on the year between Montegudo and Robinson, and they have all 3 of the goals here today.
Checking in for the
Cherie
Sharks,
has 19 goals. We haven't
Sharp.
seen her take a lot of shots. Statistically, those are their 3 top scorers.
This is her first game back in a couple games. She's with that national camp. Sori was. I think the last game she played was the region semifinal.
Now, when you say national camps, I mean, where did she have to go for that? Stuff like that.
I'm not sure where it was. I think that one may have been in Arizona. She's a member of our youth national program.
Meanwhile, Brooke Sharp hasn't had the kind of day she was hoping to have.
Seems like every time she's been up top, she's been kind of isolated.
You know, one of the names we haven't mentioned much is Martha Thomas today. She had a hand in all of their 3 goals against Osceola, but she hasn't scored today. She has had 17 goals on
Number
the
6,
season.
Megan McConnell with the shot.
And she's a tremendous player, versatile. She started this game up top, then they moved her into the midfield. And just very creative playmaker. Seems to never lose possession out there.
Kayla Kopecki will take the corner kick.
And we have a corner kick for American Heritage. And she puts it in play, and nope, nobody there to put it in the goal. And so they kick it wide, and it goes out of bounds again. Well, the Thomas unit, talking about her, she was quoted in the Miami Herald as, and this is the right attitude. You love to see this as a coach. Her quote was, "Making an impact in state semis is great, but at the end of the day, it's all about the team, and it was a whole team effort."
You always like to see, you know, as a coach, your players call out all their teammates and say it's a collective team effort and not call themselves out as individuals.
Well, like they say, there's no I in team. Love to see teams play together as a team, because everybody has leading scorers and people who are going to Division I national powers and playing, but get that big head, it doesn't serve you any good purpose.
This has been a great collective team effort by Heritage. Defense have played well. The midfield's been outstanding. Forwards doing their job by scoring goals. Reserves coming in and making an impact.
Davidson actually runs into one of her own players and getting her hands on that one.
Harry Davidson, good stop.
You know, we're talking about how American Heritage scores a lot of goals. Ponte Vedra doesn't score a lot. They scored 8 in a win over Menendez and 8 in a win over Nice.
Melissa Curran.
7 in a win over St. Augustine, but that's it. Usually it's 2 or 3 goals a game. None today, though. And with only 2 minutes left up there, the fans are starting to celebrate the championship, because it's just a couple of minutes away. I want to remind you again, if you'd like to purchase a DVD copy of this broadcast, this telecast, just go to the webpage. That one is hit over the net by the goalkeeper.
I say she's really kept a lot of goals out of the net today. She's done well.
Follow the prompts and you can order as many as you want.
Number 15, Alyssa Robinson with the shot.
Play them at your school reunions.
Harry Davidson,
5, 10, 15 years down the line.
Number 6,
By then they'll have something different than DVDs. I want to thank our cameraman, Kevin Abernethy. Also our producer, Nick Minori, and Demira Hendrick in the booth. As we get down to the last minute of play. Hasn't been a lot of activity at the Ponte Vedra end of the field. And they're just letting time run down now. Ponte Vedra knows there's not enough time left here to get the 3 goals they need to force an overtime.
Just a reminder, fans are not permitted on the field.
Oh, it goes out of bounds as we are into the final 40 seconds, Coach. So what do you think? Pretty dominating a performance by American Heritage.
Yeah, very convincing. This Ponte Vedra team's a great team, and they came here to play hard, and they did. But American Heritage is too much, too many weapons today.
And Ponte Vedra is going to lose their championship banner to the team that last year thought they should have had it anyway. As they count them down. As the final horn will sound. And there go your champions. All to meet at midfield and celebrate.
Fantastic game.
It's a great feeling for those young ladies, coaches and parents too.
Boy, I hate to be at the bottom of that.
Please stay off the field.
Pile can get a little heavy at times. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us on the broadcast. We certainly appreciate you taking the effort and coming over here on this beautiful day to help crown the Class 3A champion.
I enjoyed it. It's a pleasure working with Play On Sports and with you.
Alrighty, Scott Carswell, our color commentator. I'm Kelly Neff, and that's it. There's your Class 3A state champions celebrating out there, American Heritage over Ponte Vedra in the 3A championship, 3-0. That concludes our broadcast. This is a presentation of the Florida High School Athletic Association and Play On Sports. I'm Kelly Neff.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field for the awards ceremony. Presenting the individual medallions and team trophies on behalf of the Florida High School Athletic Association is Greg Zorns of the Florida High School Athletic Association Board of Directors. First, we recognize the players and coaches of the 2013 Class 3A state runner-up team, the Ponte Vedra Sharks. Presenting the awards for today will be Craig Spazle, the principal, and Mr. Greg Zorns. Number 0, Hannah Hirado. Number 1, Brooke Sharp. Number 2, Ashley Boyd. Number 4, Bailey Dotsikas. Number 5, Katie Krulius. Number 6, Megan Sharp. Number 7, Maggie Glenn. Number 8, Jess Haggerty. Number 9, Molly Bradshaw. Number 10, Gracie O'Hara. Number 11, Carrie Davidson. Number 12, Anna Kaufman. Number 13, Delaney Borer. Number 14, Camille Nichols. Number 15, Callie Delaney. Number 16, Alex Morey. Number 17, Amy Dorson. Number 18, Hannah Kusamoto. Number 21, Abby Miller. Number 23, Kat Yankee. Number 24, Claire McCollum. Number 33, Courtney Levitt. Team manager, Tammy Cook. Assistant coach, Brant Duncan. Assistant coach, Joey Duncan. And head coach, Dave Silverberg. And now, Greg Zorns will present the state runner-up trophy to head coach Dave Silverberg and to the team captains. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2013 Class 3A state runner-ups, the Ponte Vedra Sharks. And now, we recognize the players and the coaches of the 2013 Class 3A State Championship team, the American Heritage Patriots. And now, Mr. Zorn and Principal Karen Stearns will present the medallions. 0, Julia Kingsley. Number 1, Jennifer Ocampo. Number 6, Megan Minicall. Number 7, Alyssa Rodriguez. Number 8, Melanie Montegudo. Number 9, Nia Gomez. Number 10, Michaela Kopecki. Number 11, Julia Jaffe. Number 12, Kiana Clark. Number 13, Isabella D. Almagro. Number 15, Alyssa Robinson. Number 16, Kayla Morgan. Number 17, Martha Thomas. Number 18, Chanel Leon. Number 19, Alexandra Sore. Number 20, Melissa Curran. Number 21, Carolyn Deeb. Number 23, Nicole Mueller. Number 24, Victoria Larez. Number 25, Dara Magdaleno. Number 26, Jamila Connor. Number 32, Stephanie Siegel. Team manager, Morgan Rivera. Team manager, Jenna Giusto. Team manager, Jessica Blair. Team manager, Jordan Fitch. Assistant coach, Maurice Clark. And head coach, Cindy Marcia. And now, Mr. Greg Zorns will present the state championship trophy to the head coach, Cindy Marcia, and to the seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2013 State Championship Class 3A American Heritage Patriots. Melbourne High School Space Coast Sports Promotions and the Florida High School Athletic Association.